Hiya! Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about a film called Mother, which is directed by Aronofsky, stars Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. It's only just come out in theatres. I'm not going to talk about spoilers in relation to this film, and I'm not really sure how I could, but we'll get onto that in a second. Normally when I'm talking about a film, I will find that my opinion is something that I put into whether or not I would recommend the film. I think I might recommend people watch this film, not necessarily in cinema, but I think I'd recommend people watch the film itself. Having said that, I can say without any doubt that I pretty much hated every second of being in the cinema whilst I was watching the film. And that's fairly unusual. I can get bored watching films, I can be disinterested, I can be distracted. In terms of negative ways of watching films, I found it was a very visceral experience, and I hated being there. Having come out of the film, I've been, it's a bit of a thinker. It's something that I've been thinking of. I've seen or read up a few things that have been written by other people about the film, and I think I'm quite happy to say that I appreciate the film. I understand the film. I don't think there's any sort of hidden depth to the film that I'm missing out on. I don't really understand. I get what the film's going for, but I didn't enjoy watching it. There are certain scenes in the film that to me were unpleasant to watch. Now, I kind of prepared to go through this film. I'd seen the trailers. I think the trailers are, they're not indicative of what the film is. So if you like the trailers, you may find the film a bit of a surprise. Having said that, I had put a little bit of, I'd read up a bit on Darren Aronofsky and what his thoughts were going into this film. I'm quite aware of some of the talk that's been going on around it. I think it's well acted, it's well portrayed on the screen, but it really is, there isn't much to like in it for me. I get the message. I get what he's trying to do, but I really don't enjoy it. It's not subtle. It's not subtle at all. So, given that I don't want to talk about anything in terms of the content of the film, because it's very difficult to talk about the film without giving away things that you really should discover if you watch the film for yourself, what I will say is that the acting's very good. I enjoyed the way, let's say, the characters are portrayed and the way they're represented on the screen, but I hated it. I really, really disliked it. Having said that, I would probably give the film I guess a 5 out of 10. I'd never watch it again. It's a 5 out of 10 for me because it's a fine film. The fact that I really disliked it doesn't mean it's a terrible film. It's not an awful film. I can appreciate the way it's shot. I can appreciate the way it's directed. I can appreciate the performances in the film. There's stuff there that in a less heavy-handed or less unpleasant film would be really good to watch. I just don't think it has the message in the heart of it, or it doesn't seem to have much of a point for you to actually come out of it with anything other than, let's say, a general despair about the world. And having read what Darren Aronofsky was doing, I would say that if his intent was to leave the audience as sort of embittered and frustrated as he was when writing this, then on that it's a success. But as a film-going experience, that's really a very unpleasant thing to go through. So that's my review of Mother. Very, very difficult to talk about any more detail without going into spoilers. Interested in anyone's watched it, any interest in watching this? It's coming right off the heels of It, so I think if you are looking for a horror film, you're thinking that Mother might be the next thing to really get you in for a horror film, I'd recommend going to see It again. I haven't seen the film, but I've heard really good things about it as an actual horror movie. This isn't a horror movie. It's horrific to watch, but it's not a horror movie. That's my opinion. So 5 out of 10 for Mother. So any comments, let me know down below. Look forward to hearing what your opinions are on this film, and yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye! Bye!